MLP, Make Your Mark, Nightmare on Main Street. We're just we're just in garbage territory again. This is a Halloween episode. They just really don't want to make Opaline at all legitimate. She is the worst. I thought Tyrek was bad, but at least Tyrek in canon wrecked the princesses, stole their magic, and had a Dragon Ball fight with Twilight. I thought Closey Glow was awful, but at least she tricked Starlight. Dude, Opaline is so freaking garbage, man. Um, we just get an episode where, like, dude, and then they had freaking Sunny be a freaking hippie, actually a hippie. Oh my god. So, my biggest gripe with this episode was Opaline apparently can't leave her little dungeon. Fine. I don't think they've ever said that, but fine. And then, like, she goes to Maritime, and she's there, and no one's afraid of her. So, instead of, like, doing legitimately anything to make them afraid, instead of, I know it's a kid's show, so I'm trying to think, instead of, like, imprisoning them in an orb, imprisoning someone in an orb of magic and saying, you can't leave, or something stupid. Like, she's just, like, hissing at people and stuff, and then she steals Posy's cutie mark, and then leaves back to the... It's so stupid. It's so freaking stupid. Like, dude, there is no legitimate way. There is no legitimate way anyone thinks that this is good writing unless they just have not seen anything. Like, if they haven't seen anything, or if they're, like, just being biased, like, there's no way. This is atrociously bad. Like, I will be honest, when things are good and I'm like, oh, this is actually getting pretty... I admit it. I say, oh, yeah, this is actually good. And it's not that I'm like, oh, I like this, or I'm like, oh, no, I dislike this. I'm just like, this is legitimately good. And that happens to me all the time. I'll be flipping through YouTube shorts or something, and I'll see a scene of something, and it'll be like, oh, yeah, I don't really like that show, or I don't really like that thing, or I won't even be familiar with that thing. It has happened with, like, the Owl House. Like, I'll be flipping through the Owl House, and there'll be a scene, and I'll be like, oh, dang, that scene was really good. And it's not because I want to watch the Owl House, or I like the Owl House, or I dislike the Owl House, or anything of the Owl House. It's just, oh, yeah, that's a good scene. This show is just endless nothing. Like, they're gonna do the dragons next, and the dragons are trash in this freaking show. Oh my god, like, they're so bad. I've said this before, we got good dragons in G4, we got we got Ember, we got Smolder, we got interesting other characters. You haven't even made enough interesting ponies yet. You haven't even done that. Why are you trying to branch out into other things? You don't have an interesting villain. You have Opaline, and Opaline is a joke. You showed it with this episode. No one's afraid of her. Oh, it's because it was Nightmare Night. So what? Nightmare Moon came back and everybody was terrified. Chrysalis is terrifying. Ponies are scared of villains. In this, oh yeah, let's laugh at our villain. Oh, Misty's cute. Izzy, I loved Izzy. I love Izzy. I came to the show to watch because of Izzy, but what they've done with Izzy is literally nothing. She's had no character development whatsoever. I can't name a single thing from before I started this, when I first watched the movie, to now. I can't name a new interesting thing about Izzy. All that Izzy has gone through in, like, 60 episodes of Tell Your Tale and like 20 plus episodes of Make Your Mark is she likes to make things. And she's very big on like bridal wood. That's it. Nothing has changed for Izzy. She hasn't gotten any other like interesting parts of her like look at Rainbow, right? Dash. You watched the first episode, right? Let's do some sleuthing again because the best way I can put why G5 is so bad is because G4 is so good. Look, if we go to like season 1 of like MLP, right? Of G4. Let me see. We get the introduction to Dash, and she's like kind of like a cocky jerk who's very good at what she does. She's incredibly fast and she wants to be part of the Wonderbolts. Okay, we get that in the first episode. Then we get like uh Griffin the Brush Off, where we see that she is loyalty, even more so from the first 2 episodes, that she will pick her friends that aren't jerks over her friends like Gilda. Oh wait, we also find out that she likes playing pranks in in uh, in Griffin the Brush Off, I believe. Let me make sure because it's been a really long time since I've seen it. Let me check real quick. Yes, that is where we get pranking. So we've already learned something about Dash. In the first episode, we were like, "Oh, she's a hard worker. She's loyal to her friends. She's very good at what she does. She's incredibly fast, and she likes the Wonderbolts." Then, 3 episodes later, even we get that she likes pranking ponies. Okay, so she likes pranks too. Then we also get that she's loyal to her friends again, a reinforcement. Okay, now let's see. In Dragonshy, we learn just how short she can be with her friends too. When she gets irritated with Fluttershy over and over and over because she wants to get the job done. Like I said, she's good at her job, but it's irritating to her that she has to do these things. Okay, then what do we get? We get Winter Wrap Up. Okay, so she's such a good leader that she's even placed on the leader of part of these dictated jobs that they have. Okay, so that's more information we get, right. Then we get Fall with Her Friends, where we see she's ultra competitive even with her friends, and that she's willing to even cheat to win because winning is that important to her. Okay, so we're 13 episodes in, and we've already learned 1, 2, 3 new things about Dash since like the beginning. Then let's see, Sonic Rain Boom. We learned that in spite of her incredible confidence, when things get really tight, she is very, very terrified of failing. She has the mentality of I can do this, and she gets very, very nervous. And also, under pressure, she performs well, right? Okay. So then, let's see. Then we get what? Over a Barrel is the one. Over a Barrel is the one. Do we learn anything new about Dash? She kind of that one's just more Dash Applejack reinforcement against each other. The Cutie Mark Chronicles, we get her backstory and how she performed the Sonic Rain Boom for the first time in the past. And then we get in Best Night Ever more reinforcement of the Wonderbolt. So in one season we get Dash is in love with the Wonderbolts and she wants to be one. We get she's an incredibly hard worker. Or not, she's an incredibly hard worker. She gets jobs done and then she's lazy, essentially. We get that she likes playing pranks. We get that she's loyal to her friends. We get that she's done the Sonic Rain Boom, which is a huge thing. She's done it twice now. Once when she was older, once when she was. We get that she's very nervous when things come to a head. We get that she's like we get all of this stuff from Dash, and you could do this stuff with all six of the main six. I was gonna say the main five because Twilight I always consider to be above them. I said that. With say Rarity, right? It's the same thing. You get that Rarity is incredibly generous, not just to ponies she knows, but even creatures. She's incredibly generous. We get that she's brave. She bucks that freaking Manticore right in the face, right? We get that she wants to get married. She wants to meet Blue Blood. We get that she's very, very diva-ish because of Ghostbusters when her hair gets turned green. We get that she likes gems and stuff. We get the part in Dragonshire where she's very, very, very persuasive. She almost convinces the dragon to leave until she freaking screws up, and then we get the whole she kind of cares sometimes, but not really. We get that her and Applejack, they're opposites, and that Rarity enjoys the finer things in life and being clean, and that's her. That's who she is. We get let's see. What is this episode? Let me check. Ah, yes. We get that she's such a good designer that it is far-reaching in Equestria. We get that she's kind of vain. Sometimes she can self-absorb into herself, and that is true, because in the second season she does the thing where she's lying to her friends, too. We get that she's not a damsel in distress. She wrecks the Diamond Dogs and she's like, I am smarter than them and I'm going to do better. We get that she can be jealous. Fluttershy becomes popular and she can be jealous, but she also loves her friends. And like, we get so much in depth to who they are. And like, that's just not there in G5 at all. I was just watching this episode with Sunny, and I still was just like, Sunny is the main character, and it feels like she's like... Sunny feels like a climax episode herself. Sunny feels like she's never important until they have to fight off something important. If it's not that, then Sunny doesn't matter. That's what it feels like with Sunny. And... yeah, it's just annoying. This show is so annoying. They have the characters to work with, they have potential, and they just squander it all because they just don't care. That's my biggest guess. They just don't care because they're like, it's MLP, it's not as big as G4, so who freaking cares? Just do whatever to it.